Satan's son is all grown up, and he's not playing around anymore. Set in an
He was
eerie...
playing around in the first
I guess
movie?
so. I guess he was playing
yeah.
around, but
He's like, I'm going to kill that scientist with chemicals. I'm just playing.
He
I
wasn't
assure
taking it
you,
seriously.
he is not playing around anymore. Set in an eerie future, the Great Recession has arrived. As worldwide starvation and economic doom prevail, so does Damien, who relentlessly continues his sinister plot to control the world. Damien's evil powers reaches out across the Atlantic when he's appointed ambassador to England with an ominous band of satanic supporters behind him. It's only his first stop on the political path he plans to culminate as president of the United States. But first, he must enter upon a manic hunt for his arch nemesis, Jesus.
You've probably heard of him.
He's pretty popular. And
Damien is the Antichrist. Jesus is the pro-Christ.
and wreaks havoc all along the way. A disturbing and shocking exploration of evil, the prophecy of Armageddon sets this film and Earth on fire. 1981, color, 108 minutes.
Yes.
All righty.
Okay.
Boring.
What?
Dude.
Oh,
shocked.
We like this
Yeah,
one.
I love this one.
There's some
Boring.
Well, Richard Donner came back as a producer for this one. I love this one mostly for Sam Neill.
Dude.
His performance.
He was immediately scary. Like
Yes,
the scariest
spooky.
of all the Damiens.
I will say
Yeah.
all three Damiens, they look like the same person.
Yes.
At different, they all try to have the same hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, one of my favorite subtle moments in Omen 3 is when he's getting ready for like that interview and the girl touches his hair. He's like, no.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. Because he doesn't want her to see the
Yeah.
numbers.
It's under his hair. Like,
yeah.
no one's going to see that.
Now, here's my one issue with the film. They should have never said what the years were because this makes no sense.
Yep.
Because he's like,
It could only be for 2 years because of running for the Senate in '84.
and I'm just thinking of the first movie and I'm like, you're born in like 1971. You're like not even 20 yet? What the fuck? Like this doesn't make it. They shouldn't have said the years.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they talk about how he's 30 in this movie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later on, I think she said, you were born in 1943. I'm like, this movie was not the
What?
40s.
Yeah, what
like,
the
No.
I think back then, I think they wanted the movie to be set like in the present, but they were like, well, shit, this is about a grown up thing. But I think back then they were like, well, people forget little details because you can't rewatch movies as much back
Oh,
then.
that's a good point.
Yeah, not anymore.
Although, but then ironically, it really does try to follow too, because it's they're digging up the museum, they find the knives.
This one was disturbing. Sorry.
Oh yeah, there's some uncomfortable moments in this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, we find out that these knives somehow make it back to a bunch of priests that
Yes.
are aware of Damien, and these priests they're gonna try to get the job done.
They're gonna
Yeah.
try.
I like this plot better than
Yeah, the plot-
second
It
one.
is way better.
And actually funny, the lead priest, the Italian dude, in the director's commentary, he was talking about how like when he hired that actor, and he was like, and he called me up and he's like, hey, you know, I'm this priest, I'm a good guy, right? He's like, oh yeah, you're a very good guy. And he's like, yeah, but I got like balls, right? You know, it was like my funny. Whoever sent that DVD, thank you. That made the DVD
that's
commentary
cute.
great.
Aw.
And we find out that Thorn Industries did end up taking over a bunch of food. They're like I love that like Damien is just like full on Antichrist. He's got all these helpers now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got that.
Yeah, how do you think he like approaches people? And he's like, oh, by the way, I'm the Antichrist. Like,
I can give you the world. I
Yeah.
can give you anything you want.
but how
of
does he
course.
prove it to them? He's got to
Maybe
do some
it's-
magic.
I don't know. It's
He
maybe
preys
some
on the
like
weak.
I
it
guess
just
so.
does some like whole Vampire Diaries thing where they just like stare at you and like you just know, you know.
Yeah, because it's funny. Like at the beginning, just seems like a normal businessman. They're talking about like Israel and some people they have there, and then he's there and he's just like, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to be appointed the ambassador to Great Britain," and he's like, "Oh." To his friend, and he goes, "Oh, by the way, here's the Bible," and blah blah blah. And you're like, "Oh, that guy knows that he's the Antichrist."
Yeah.
Like, wow, he's really got his shit together.
That's
in
like
this
his
one.
like assistant or something, like his lead.
Yeah, his, like,
business
right-hand
partner or
man.
something.
So the story of this is like the second coming is upon them. He's like, uh-oh, that guy I don't like is on his way back, and I gotta be
Guy I
prepared for
don't
this.
like.
it's kind of the only reason I'm alive. Like, I really need to stop this from happening.
That one scene, I wanted it to end.
Yeah.
I've never seen a statue like that in my life.
Dude, yeah,
Like,
we were
was that
talking
just
about
supposed to be? That was his lair, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like his evil lair.
It was just that, like, his own kind of
Yes.
statue. They don't make them like that.
No,
That
they
was
don't.
just.
I mean,
I wanted
maybe
it to
they
end.
do, but yeah.
We'll
So
get
he's
there.
he's
get there.
really
Okay, I'm
trying. He's really trying to like make sure he's like, no, we can't have it be born again. He's getting the job. He's making sure he gets the job there. He like manipulates the president.
Yep.
He's like, I want you to make me the ambassador. He's like, also, I want to be head of the youth council because he wants to manipulate the next
Goodness.
generation of kids.
Yep.
Although, what he said in his television interview, I'm like, I don't know, man. The Antichrist is making some points. Old people really do try to screw us over. And I'm like, I know I shouldn't be agreeing with the Antichrist, but a broken clock, right? Twice a day.
Was this one of Sam Neill's first films?
Yes.
Okay,
It was
because
like
when
an
I saw him, I'm like, who is
It's a
that?
very early role for
That's what
him.
I said.
And funny enough, he was also that same year. He was in Possession. You ever see Possession?
Is that the 1981?
Yes.
I haven't seen it, and every time that when I was watching like interviews when they're comparing it,
Yeah.
I kept thinking of the one with the like the Jew. It was the Jewish religious.
No, different one.
I know.
different one.
Ugh, I haven't seen.
I
Possession,
actually
don't
actually
think.
just saw Possession for the first time
The
like last
1981.
year. Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
So he was in both movies, and the funny thing is, when we
Wow.
go to the first Omen, borrows a lot from Possession. I'm like, oh, it's funny that
Oh,
one
really?
movie is related to two different
Yeah.
Omen movies. So yeah, he's manipulating to get over in Britain. He's like, I'm pretty sure the second coming's gonna happen over there. I gotta manipulate stuff.
Is this he knows it because
Yeah.
Wait, no, is it the priests that know it because of the astrology or the
Well, yeah. Then
the
meanwhile you have
satellite thing?
scientists. They're like tracking stars.
Yeah.
So he's over there. He's doing his thing. The priests are trying to kill him, and they get into wacky Looney Tunes shenanigans.
It really is.
How does the
It's
first
so
one? How does
bad.
the first one die on the TV show? I like that. That guy's like, I'm just gonna take it on my
Yeah.
own. I'm gonna do it.
He just walks off, gets tied up,
Yeah.
then lights himself on fire, and he's
Yeah.
just swinging.
Wait, was it even like an Omen thing, or was he just clumsy? It
He was
felt
just
like
an
he was
idiot.
just yeah. He falls, he's hitting everything, and then I forget how he got caught on fire.
Because he hit like the lamp got knocked
Yeah.
over or something, or
Yeah,
the chemicals or whatever. I can't even remember.
Oh man! And, by the way, the devil's dudes, they are very bad guys. They
Yeah.
they run across someone in the hallway leading to that interview, and they're dropping F slurs.
Yes, they
Wow.
are.
That one guy was like, really? He's like, Damien, can you believe it? And Damien's like, yeah, that's all right, buddy.
It's a guy. It's a dressed up like a woman. It's a
even Damien's like, all right, buddy, can we chill on the F slur? There's a lot of people. I'm like an ambassador. Can we like not
I
publicly?
fucking heard that. I was like, Jesus, man. I didn't think this video was going to drop that on me.
When I rewatched it last year, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that.
It's out of left field. I'm like, all right,
Because
easy.
there's nothing like that in any other scene in the rest of the movie. I'm like, man, that kind of came out of nowhere. So yeah, the priests are trying to kill him. Damien he's even stronger now. He's able to make it appear like one of the priests looks like him. So they stab the one priest and then he
Yeah.
locks the other ones in a thing. I love when it just whittles down to just the one old Italian priest being to the reporter who's kind of like investigating. He's like, will you please help me?
Oh, yeah.
All my friends are dead. I don't-
What was the one got killed by like the dogs on the bridge?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
During the fox hunt.
Yeah, the
Yes.
fox hunt. Yeah.
Yes. But no, this is, if you're gonna do a sequel to Damien, like this is the Damien I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Like I want to see him like almost at his full power. He's like aware of everything. He's got an army now. I'm like, all right, let's see how this plays out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
this one
really
fucking
bad.
rocked,
Yeah.
man.
But he also like he starts to have feelings for the girl. Which the director was like, yeah, I wanted that to be kind of like his temptation. Like it's another temptation. Like, but I really like this girl. Do I really want to do this whole thing? I kind of like
Well,
her.
boy, did he,
That
Tony.
love scene.
Oh,
my
God. No,
gosh.
Casey, that stops being a love scene.
Yeah, I
Oh.
texted Tony
The
about
moment,
that.
the moment
Oh
she
my
gets
God.
turned around, it's no longer a love
I was
scene.
sick.
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable. I had to put my cats in the other room. I was like, dude, get out of here.
But
Turn the volume down.
yeah.
But yeah, he now it's like a time thing. He's like, I got to do this soon every day because the baby ends up being born.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Jesus baby's born. He's like, every day he's alive, I get less powerful. And I like that his guy's like, our dude in Israel is stuck there. We got to get him out and we'll expose all this stuff. He's like, I don't have time for that. There's
Yeah.
a fucking baby. And I love like whatever the plot device is called, where like his right hand man had a baby on the same day, and he keeps saying like, no, it was the day before.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely the day
Yep.
before. No, don't worry about my baby. He's like, yeah, your baby, right? So now that people are trying to stab him, and he's got Jesus on the way, he's like, all right, we're not fucking around. Kill every baby.
Every male baby.
Every male baby. Every male
born
baby.
on after this day or
No,
something?
born on that day
On
where
that
the
day.
stars collide.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because you see him like when the stars collide and the baby's born, he's just like, ah, he's like freaking out about it.
I really don't like this.
Yeah, it's
This
a
is-
rough scene.
It's uncomfortable.
So
for sure.
how's he gonna do it? And Eve says, like, that's why we have our people. And they go to like a Thorn construction site, and they're called the Disciples of the Watch. Dude,
Fucking
Davies
sick.
recruited a lot of people.
Dude, yeah.
And by the way, it's like everyone. It's like old people, little kids, a priest.
Dude, they were
the
like
priest
Girl
one.
Scouts there. Like, oh my.
Did you pick
God.
up on that? All the people they do close-ups are the people who do the kill in the next montage.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Like if you watch it again,
Oh, okay, I like that.
yeah, whoever they do close-ups with,
I know
took.
what you mean.
Actually, I don't know if I picked up on it until I did the director's commentary and he pointed out. I'm like, oh yeah, that is the priest from the next one, and that is the.
I noticed it because like the two little kids, they did a
Yeah.
close up on them, and I was like, I knew they were gonna
They're
come.
so bad.
And then the next scene.
So
ugh.
then there's.
My note is I really, really, really don't like baby deaths. Reminded me of the scene in that famous movies and what? I don't know. I hate this and wanted to turn the movie off. This movie is terrible. Damien is the worst.
Yeah, you know what? When I kind of forgot about this scene, and then like as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, I feel bad I made Casey watch this.
Yeah.
This one was
It's
tough
all
for
I
me.
could think of. Yeah.
Aw,
All I
thanks,
could think
guys.
of, man.
So what is it? There's like the one that just gets hit by a car, like the kids throw like a ball.
Yeah, and the oranges, like the Godfather, they had the oranges on
Yeah.
the floor.
But I like that the ones are like Boy Scouts and like we've come here to do our good deed for the day.
That's the one that they were.
The
zooming
most
in on.
uncomfortable one is the baptism one.
Oh,
that one
yeah.
like made me like. That's why this movie's like real effective. Like because he's like drowning it, and you see them like, what's he doing?
Dude, and the sounds that they played.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was
And then
so
he's just like he's
uncomfortable.
aware of what he's doing, but he has to pretend to be oblivious. He's like, all right, here's your kid. They're like, what the fuck?
Dude.
And the iron.
Oh, the
Like,
iron
really?
girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eventually all the babies are dead.
Yes.
But he still feels the Nazarene. He keeps calling Jesus
the
the Nazarene.
Nazarene.
He won't even say his name. He's like, no, you're the Nazarene. I was born in Nazareth Hospital. Am I a Nazarene?
I think you are. I think you are.
you.
Yeah, I think you are.
Don't start calling me fucking Nazarene, you ass. Don't
You
do
know
that.
it's gonna happen.
Wait, where were you born? Which hospital? I'm just curious.
Lords. So I'm
Wow.
I'm also
Why was mine JFK? JFK Hospital
hey.
in Jersey.
I think he was the only Catholic president. So, there's a uniting theme between the three.
Lord,
Wow.
Nazarene,
We're good.
JFK.
we're protected today.
I only know because growing up, I lived like 10 minutes from it. And every time we drive past it, and they're like, that's where you were born. I'm like, oh, okay.
Aw.
There's the whole baby killing montage.
Yeah.
What a
Eventually,
sentence.
eventually, there's one baby left, and Damien's like to his right hand man. It's like, take care of that baby. He's like, you're crazy. I'm not killing my son. It's like, I mean, I helped you kill all those other sons, but by the way, I love the news story that they're watching with his wife, and she's like, huh, honey, a lot of these baby boys born on this day are being killed. He's like, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And all the girl's like, yeah, this is weird. The infant mortality rate's gone up. Like, yeah, I would assume no one thinks to say, I'm like, hey, what's up with all these organized murders? If I'm guessing Damien was real confident he was going to win, because if he didn't, people would be like, all right, we got to start investigating this. How
Yeah,
do all these
big
people
time.
know each other? How do they all have the same idea?
I just can't believe they really went there.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
this
they
time
did.
period.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's just
So he was like, so his right hand man's not going to help him. At this point, he's totally converted the reporter's son.
Oh
He's like-
yeah.
yeah, he's
because he rubbed the blood of the priest on the boy,
He says it's the fox, yeah,
which
during the
was
fox
his.
hunt.
They mention it. That was his initiation.
Yeah.
Wow.
As a disciple or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is
Also,
gross.
Damien, still a fan of Rottweilers. He's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I've had these dogs in my family ever since I was a kid.
My whole
They're
life.
great. So yeah, the kid was like, are you going to follow him? He's like, no, I don't have to. So like Damien's powers, he makes the mom hallucinate that the baby's a weird zombie baby.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's like the image from this movie that stuck in my head
Yeah.
was the zombie baby looking. I'm like,
That is so
I don't
scary.
like that. It's the only time he really got like visions in an Omen movie until the newest one. Oh, where the remake did some of that too.
The fourth one?
No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, there are
Yeah,
so. Oh,
right.
yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna get
yeah,
there.
that's right.
We're gonna get there. Because what I like about some of these three movies, like, he is the devil. There is supernatural stuff, but they never really go super far. Like, you never see like a demon. I mean, eventually you do, or like a devil or anything like that. Like, even when like the Satanists are like teaming up, they're not like wearing robes. I mean, eventually they do. But like, so it's kind of cool. It's like, this feels like it could be in like a real world thing. So yeah, the mom like kills the baby with the iron because she thinks it's a zombie baby. And then she just kills the husband. Why not?
Which is a pretty cool effect.
Yeah.
Because you just see his burnt eye, which
So-
I'm sure you loved.
God. So there is like a thing like, wait, if they killed all the babies, how's there still a baby? Apparently the novelization revealed that the baby was born to like a wandering gypsy, like an immigrant, so it wasn't on record. That's why they couldn't find him. I don't know why he didn't think like that might be a thing.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, oh shit, I should probably like go to like areas where they are and see if there's any new babies around. Not everyone takes their kid to the hospital. Not everything gets recorded. So the priest finally gets the girl to help him. You're right. The speech of him with the crucifix, the reverse crucifix.
Yeah, reverse crucifix. It was very gay.
It was.
Or like erotic, like homoerotic. I
I
think
like
is a
that
better
someone
term.
said he has a parasocial relationship with God.
He
Like,
does.
He's just really like really.
He fucking does.
Because he's just like constantly like, he definitely has an inferiority complex. He's like, I'm definitely better than you. You're not even that good.
Just like caressing like the back,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my
He's a
god,
bad-
man,
Casey, he's the Antichrist.
Yeah,
if
he's
there's
horrible.
ever going to be a character who does it,
it's true.
would you have
He
preferred?
went for it though.
Would you prefer if he was all like, oh shucks, I wish I didn't have to do it, but
I
That'd
think
be a cool take.
it was super
Yeah.
disturbing when he took the crown of thorns and squeezed it.
Yeah, and
into
he's, like, making
Jesus'
himself
head.
bleed.
I just like, even as an actor, I can't believe like he could do that.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
And I like that he's just like, you were born of an inferior human. It's like, and my mother was a jackal.
Yes.
Again, it's a very important detail.
Just to reiterate,
Yeah,
the mother.
Just to reiterate, his mother was a literal jackal. I can't. How do you fuck it? Anyway.
More on that later.
So yes, finally there's this big showdown. He's holding the kid hostage. He's like, all right, I'll take you to the baby. They go to the hollow ground. You never see the baby.
That is true.
But what's her face stabs Damien with the one dagger of Megiddo.
yeah, even though you need all 7.
That was
Right?
well, that might be an excuse for why this movie exists. Yeah, because he said the one will kill its physical life, but you
yeah.
gotta stab him all 7. But I guess there's like a little like an asterisk afterwards,
yeah.
like unless Jesus happens to be there, then one dagger will do. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that was in the clip notes.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
If you do this any point before the second coming, make sure it's all 7 daggers. But if Jesus is around, he'll take care of the rest. So yeah, you only ever hear the baby, you never see the baby, and I don't think I think that you see Jesus at the end.
I love that.
Yeah, you
that
I
was
do
so
full-blown see him. That was cool.
But I think that's
And I was
supposed
watching this on Good Friday.
yeah, what a great
what
movie.
a movie. What do you mean?
I watched this all of Holy Week. I was watching these movies. I'm serious.
Hey, look, guys, I
my
assigned
God.
this months ago. You had a long time to watch
But
these.
it was fresh in my brain.
At
Oh
least
my
you
But
watched.
that was the coolest part, was seeing
Yeah.
Jesus at that.
And again, I don't know if it's physically. I think that's like his spirit. I think because he is technically a baby still, but that's like his spirit
Yes,
who shows
yes.
up at the end. And I like even
That's
at the
so
end, Damien still won't submit. He's like, nah,
You have won nothing.
I definitely won. It's like, dude, just admit you lost.
and then he
Like,
just falls over.
He's such a bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Damien in this movie is a lot like Stuttering John. He just can't admit that he's a failure and he'll never succeed. Even at the end, he's just like, no, you've clearly lost, buddy. You should probably make peace with that. It's for all the WATP fans that watch the show. Yeah, and it's got a nice uplifting ending. It's like, wow, the second coming's here. Damien's dead. He's technically 12-year-old if you pay attention to the timeline of this film. Yeah, and I just really like it. It's not perfect.
No, definitely not.
We were talking like, I feel like you could have reworked this to just be its own movie, like get rid of the daggers and the backstory. This
Yeah.
could have been your own movie about an Antichrist.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they called it, if you see, like, it was rebranded as Omen 3, but it was called just The Final Conflict when they were advertising and they put it
Okay.
out.
I think this is the only one with a happy ending, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, it was called the Omen 3 or the Final Conflict, unless you're in Germany or Hungary, where they tried to cash in on Rosemary's Baby and they called it Barbara's Baby.
This movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Barbara's Baby.
Yeah, there was some usually
Why?
Italians are doing shit
Yeah.
like that, but I guess
Who's Barbara?
I guess Rosemary's Baby was a hit. Do we have Rosemary's Baby? No. I guess Rosemary's Baby was a hit, and they were like, wait a minute.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, we have Jurassic Park
Yeah.
in San Diego. Maybe Damien 2 didn't do well in Germany, or maybe it didn't get released there. And they were like, hey, you know what? Let's call it Barbara's Baby. Everyone will think it's a Rosemary. Again, Italians usually do that. We're like, let's pretend it's a sequel to Texas Chainsaw. Even though
Troll
there's
2.
yeah.
so, yeah, Troll 2.
Yeah.
Let's pretend it's a sequel to Troll 1, even though it's a movie about goblins.
Nilbog.
My only problem with this film, other than the baby montage, not really super memorable kills.
No, I was just gonna
It's
say
mostly
that, yeah.
wacky priests getting
Yeah.
into shenanigans. And I still don't understand. So the first guy sees the dog,
Yeah.
and that's enough to make him kill himself. Now,
Yes.
I was showing you guys beforehand.
Yeah.
So in the movie, when you watch it, he looks in the mirror and he freaks out. But there's nothing in the
Oh
mirror.
yeah. Yep.
They did an effect where he hallucinates like a jackal skull, and we found the picture of it. And I'm not paying to license the picture, so I'm leaving the Alamy logo all over it. That's what you're seeing right now. But apparently they said the effect looked terrible, so they got rid of it. But they still left the scene of him looking in the mirror. So when you watch it, you're like, what's he seeing?
Maybe
Yeah, it's
his
so
just
weird.
one last look at himself.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I get the Damien wanted him to kill himself.
Well,
But why did the suicide have to be so elaborate?
yeah, it was. Like, why did they need to do it in front of the people? He could have just went back to his office and just did it himself. Like, he
Yeah, he
waited for
could
the
have.
people to just walk
know,
in.
And to trigger it.
Yeah, well, they did it in front of people so they can introduce the reporter girl. She's in that scene early on. But he could have just waited for them to come in and been like William H. Macy and Boogie Nights, like, hello. But
That's
instead
true.
he's like, I'm going to put the gun here and I'm going to get this tape. I'm going to wrap it. Like
Is
fucking
there
Home
some,
Alone.
like, lore that says, like, oh, he can't pull the trigger himself or
I
something?
don't know.
Well, if you really want to get technical or just get, scientific,
Yeah.
maybe the Antichrist just wanted whoever opened the door first to just feel as bad as possible that you did it. You did this to him.
Perhaps.
I feel so bad for whoever opened the door. They're probably like, you
was
did
that-
it. You're the one who
yeah.
opened the door. It wasn't me.
I wouldn't feel guilty. I'd be like, I didn't set up the Rube Goldberg trap. I just opened up a door.
Yeah, the
Come
tape.
on.
It's only murder if you premeditated it, all
I'm
right?
not saying murder, but I'd feel so bad. I wouldn't
And it's
sleep
not
at
even
night.
manslaughter because the other guy set it up.
That's
so you're
right.
fine. You're
That's
fine.
right.
But yeah, that probably would fuck you up.
But they're that selfish to make them feel bad.
Yes. The devil.
Well, that's the devil.
Guys, I'm starting to think this devil is not a nice guy.
He's not a good guy whatsoever. I am the devil. I'm not a bad guy. Sure.
My favorite devil's
He's the
Viggo
worst.
Mortensen from The Prophecy.
That's a classic movie.
Because he just sounds like a
Favorite
bitter
devil.
worker. He's just like, he's like, Christopher Walken's Gabriel's trying to make a new heaven, but it's just going to be another hell, and I'm already running to hell. I can't have competition with hell, so I'm going to help you stop I'm going to help my boy JC out, even though I'm not the biggest fan of him.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, Prophecy's good.
It's a great
But I've
movie.
seen Little Nicky.
Yeah. Oh, that's another classic. I love that movie.
Both movies are up on both movies are bookended by like
It is,
religion.
baby.
Is that one bootleg?
Yeah, it is a bootleg. That is
I
from
could tell.
2001. That bootleg.
That's actually hilarious.
So yeah, that suicide is just so elaborate. I'm like, why did they do that? Why is it so bizarre?
The effect looked pretty good. I'll give him that.
But that's the closest we get to like the
Anything.
coincidence murder. Like he's like strikes lightning to scare those guys, but like there's no real cool kills. And I think maybe that's why the baby
Just the
montage
baby ones, yeah.
sticks out so much.
maybe, yeah.
Yikes.
This movie definitely traded like the bad plot of the second one. Like,
Yeah.
if this movie if like
There
the
we
second
go.
one had the kills with this plot, it would have been an amazing
Yeah.
movie.
They probably should have just skipped too.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Because I think the Bible skips like young Jesus to adult Jesus. We can
It's-
skip
But
over
we're
that
not
too.
answering yet.
That's
Huh? Oh, I'm
topic
just
of
saying.
the
If I was
movie.
making a sequel, I would be
episode.
like, I don't know if I want to do teenage Damien. Let's just skip to
Yeah.
adult Damien. But yes, nice, happy ending. Jerry Goldsmith is killing it on the
Oh
score
my
for this
God.
one.
Great.
You get to end with your Bible quote. You're like, oh, what a nice ending. Good one. Jesus is back. He's a baby. He'll get older and he'll figure all this
Aw.
stuff out.
Boy.
And then in the 90s,
10 years later.
Yeah.
91, right?
1991.
Yeah.
You know, I think the Fox channel was new at the time. And they're like, you know what? We should do a direct-to-TV sequel to The Omen. And then I'm pretty sure someone went, yeah, but we kind of killed the Antichrist. How are we going to do that? Don't worry. They came up with something.